Uh-oh. Happy Sunday. I just thought that was really pretty. I hope you guys are all doing well. Got a good night's sleep if you were here kind of later last night. We are in West Hollywood. I just like to dip down on a side street, throw my stuff on something flat so I can set up the gimbal right. Ooh, I came on 9 minutes early. I thought I was late actually because gimbal problems. I'm pretty sure my gimbal has a little defective thing. I'm just afraid to, I bought the warranty. I'm afraid to return it because I won't have but the other gimbal, which kind of failed after 90 minutes because the phone was too heavy. What a lovely Land Rover. Hey, LA, good morning. I love that. It's only missing the little rooftop ladder thing. Have you ever seen that movie Existence? I think Jude Law is in it. It's about a video game. Oh, we're beeping. Hold on. I had a little gimbal issue this morning, and it kind of stumped me for a second. So maybe I forgot to set this up fully, but now it's fine. Anyway, that movie Existence, I loved it. I can't remember. I only remember that Jude Law was in it, and I can't remember the woman. Mary Louise Parker, maybe? Hey, Tom, good morning. But he drives a crazy, really cool Land Rover in that movie that's just insane. I mean, it looked like the one that we just saw, but maybe smaller. I can't remember what the model is. I'm going to tie my shoe. You're going to look at the street for 1 second. Let's watch traffic on a Sunday, almost noon. Perfect, thanks. I don't really know what we were looking at. Jennifer Jason Leigh. Yeah, that movie was so good. I think I rented it from Hollywood Video and did not end up returning it. $129. Wait. I'm pretty sure it was a DVD. Hey Jay, happy Sunday. We're heading to the wildest LA flea market. I'm kidding, it doesn't get that wild. But, you know, trying new things with a thumbnail. I'll try to make it wild. Let me zoom out, thanks. I sometimes miss that, to be honest with you. And I wanted to show a close-up of the beautiful purple trees earlier and then forgot to zoom back in. So welcome to West Hollywood. Hey, Tecate. We were probably still zoomed in from papaya salad. And that means for the rest of that walk, we were zoomed in too. Well, makes for fun content. But thank you for pointing that out. That's mostly an easy fix. Walk sign is on. So next week, next Sunday, we're going to be down here too for the West Hollywood Pride Parade. I think should be pretty PG-13. I don't think it's the Pride Parade of Pride Parades that you hear about on Fox News. We're going to the Melrose Trading Post. I wanted to go to the bougie, sort of hipster flea market up by, what's it called? Taix. The restaurant in Echo Park. So Mother's Day I wanted to go there, but it was indoor. Always problem streaming indoor, or worried about streaming indoor. And then the next weekend, I don't want to go flea market or something else, kites. And then I want to go today, but they're holding it on Monday. I would go tomorrow and live stream also on Monday. I'm probably going to do a little live stream tomorrow. However, I have to pick up my car. I am literally car free this weekend. It is a really bizarre kind of feeling, even though I never use my car. It's kind of like a crutch, an opiate, just knowing it's there. More hilarious and crazy. So last night I was walking our dogs. We were walking our dogs, Joe and I, and we love to look into the sky. We're such hippies. We love to look in the sky and talk about the stars or planets and then pull up a map because you only get to see like 3 in LA with all the light pollution. So we're walking our dog and we look up in the sky and whoa, there was like a streak across the sky. I've never seen anything like that before. Like I've seen meteor showers for sure and a shooting star, but this was like thick. Really? A live stream of me getting my car? And I don't have to pay anything. Not going to be anything exciting. I'll just go to the counter and they'll tell them my name. They'll get my car. I'll bring my extra set of keys because they have it. So we're going, I never answered that question. I am going to the Melrose Flea Market that we went to before. I really took a long route to get to nowhere. And then we're going to walk up Melrose. I kind of wanted to, we need to check on when Fluffy gets his footprints and handprints laid into the cement in front of Man's Chinese Theater. Because I keep looking, and they said 30 days. I feel like it's been a month, right? Took 30 days to cure. I do. I have $20. I have a $20 bill. It's my allowance. But here's we looked for it last night, and you feel like back to Fluffy's. I don't know what you call it, handprints. We looked last night, and you think it would be instantly recognizable, like as a new piece of cement. But I didn't see it there. I can't even imagine where it's going to go. I'm familiar with him, but more familiar with him thanks to BD. Happy Sunday! But I didn't see it. I kind of thought maybe we would go back today if we had time, but we're going to walk down Melrose after this. And instead of doing Melrose first and then the flea market, I figured flea market first and then Melrose. A lovely neighborhood, to be honest with you. We are in the Fairfax District. We're actually a block over from Fairfax. We could have walked down Fairfax, but so anyway, it was a dragon blobbity blue dropping off a payload, I think, last night that we saw in the sky, and it was such a crazy streak. And then I went behind a tree and it disappeared. We didn't know what it was yet, and I was like, wow. And I I almost said filmed it. I actually taped it, so I have a little video of it. I'll post it up, but I just got worried that it distracted from my regular great content. It was really weird to see. Anyway, after that, maybe 45 seconds, sonic boom, which was really weird. Again, we still didn't know what it was. We weren't panicking, but kind of weird. Kind of weird. I am definitely doing another stream of Long Beach. I think what's really weird is when I planned everything out to go to Long Beach, it really told me that the Queen Mary was too far. I could kind of see that it was like not like a building-y walk to get to, but we walked, I think like 15 miles that day. And actually, I kept saying yesterday that included my normal like walking my dogs, but actually it didn't. I walked a total of 19 miles that day. I have to tell you, I think my legs were contorted the next day, and by contorted, I just meant I really felt like my muscles atrophying. I'm kidding. I swear I should have Arnold Schwarzenegger legs. I just need to do more stream. I need to like catch up with my YouTube. Again, a crazy week. I haven't really watched many videos. I did this morning while I was making coffee. I was just looking. I usually check out She Clicks Bricks on Sunday. I would probably do it in the evening. I usually check out some of her videos and live vicariously through her building Legos that my mother would never let me get because she hated toys with small pieces. Light brights, Legos, no. But I didn't. I ended up watching videos of, and I posted one of like 1940s Los Angeles, but I can kind of do that and not pay full attention. I feel like the other videos I pay attention to, like live streams or walks. So I'm gonna catch up and thumbs up a bunch of stuff today. Also, well, it's a really nice, pleasant Sunday morning, She Clicks Bricks. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I am watching politics. And getting a little riled up and embarrassed. So Sunday, I like to take a break from that. And also, it keeps putting on the front burner that I should buy something and build it. Because I think it would be like a fun thing to do in the evening when I'm watching YouTube videos that are non-political. So I'm gonna, that's Los Angeles's craziest, wildest flea market over there. Ooh, that's a wild Waymo. That's LA's wildest Waymo that just drove by us. I've never seen a painted one. Relaxing is good. I'm not a person who can just sit still too much. Meaning, I used to do transcendental meditation. It was fantastic, euphoric, mind-opening, mind-changing. But I have the hardest time sitting still for 24 minutes twice a day. Like my brain just goes and goes and goes. flea markets are really fun to go to. Last time we went to this one, um, someone chased me away with a broom. I'm just kidding. He told me I couldn't film. We're not back here to confront them. Hopefully they're not here, but just know it might happen. We'll be respectful. So let me get my cash out from my secret hiding spot called my pocket. Let me zip up my purse, mostly. There you go. I would imagine we don't stop for people. I would imagine that would be the case. That's probably the the sort of approach I would need to take. I really can't watch things and do stuff at the same time. I end up just doing the stuff. What a little cool horse trailer. So, tons of nifty food. We'll go buy our ticket. Or maybe we won't. And then we'll head in. It's the wildest flea market.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, how many seconds would
Just
you like?
one, please.
I owe you 4.
Thank you. Oh,
Here you go.
thanks so
Your
much.
ticket goes in that blue box, right?
You got it.
Hi, how many seconds would you
Sure.
like?
Thank you so much.
$12?
All right. It happens sometimes. Maybe I I actually love these things. I think I said that last time. I would actually, hey JK, I would actually buy one of those. They look like kind of like the merchandise that I made, sort of. Although I don't know if I'd want a Nobu sweatshirt. It's Memorial Day weekend, so it could be a little iffy. I don't know. The stuff is probably like, I don't know. Definitely not Montauk. I think they're like $30. I really love the aged old t-shirts. Really love them. The only thing is I feel I couldn't wear anything that has like dark spots on it because it looks like I dropped a piece of fish fillet on my chest. But I dig that. I wish I had thought of that. Really awesome stuff. So we came here last time. This is a repeat. We're looking for our viral moment with that guy that kicked us. I'm joking. Oh my gosh, you get a live doodle right there. That's pretty excellent. I really love ticking stripe. Whoops, that is just would never. I mean, the shirt is not. It looks like a baseball outfit, but I love ticking, and I would love to be able to wear it. I don't feel like it's my fabric though. I do love me some Some glassware. The the prices of this particular section are pretty excellent. Like those little figurines. I love a glass swan also. Owls. I wasn't kicked out. A man chased me away and told me not to film him, and I was like, or film, no filming allowed, or something like that. I kind of love that, but I would die 1,000 sweats. I could just wear it in my house when it's 60 degrees.
I don't know. I just know. I know how to type the prompts for like different art styles. Like I know how it interprets it. Like that. Like those posters.
Look at Barbara Streisand t-shirt. Let me know if you guys want me to pick that up for you. It is only $55. I realize that yeah, you're totally right. He honestly didn't have stuff that was that interesting. And I kind of, in my mind, know where that booth is. So, let me know if you guys want to look at jewelry, because it's not something I'm too into. Although this is not jewelry, but I kind of love that. It's pretty cool. Wait, I don't know what 55. The Bart Simpson with the pink. Let's go back and look at that. Was it like the pop art? Hey, happy Sunday. I actually love the Sesame Street and the Homer Simpson and actually the duck. Really cool stuff. He was here last time also, or they were here last time, I'm not sure. An out of office post-it note colored shirt. Oh, let's see if there's a Los Angeles spoon. Lots and lots of owls. This guy is here that guy that did the artwork is here every Sunday. I don't remember seeing the Bart before, so I mean the Homer Simpson, sorry. I'm looking for a Jurassic Park t-shirt, by the way. I would love those ticking stripe Dickie overalls. They would look ridiculous on me. I'll never wear denim shorts. Whoops. Look at those. You can't really see them, but there's like slices of preserved lemon and orange. reminds me of Go Ask Alice. This particular fella, I love this stuff over here. Like, truly. Of course, I have really, truly love it. I'm gonna look up this guy. Oops, this guy later.
Oh my god, so cute. I'm gonna read him.
His name is Acop. I love all of his stuff. I don't know if everything is his. I'm kind of worried about streaming in the summer. I can only take off so many articles of clothing. I might switch to an Eve stream. I'm kidding, I probably won't. But hey, Cecilia, happy Sunday. I remember my DJI camera shutting off last summer because it was too hot. Incredible. I love. These are really awesome. Ooh, I see. I want that painting. Oh my gosh. Lots of dresses. I almost feel like I know somebody that used to grab trash dressers and refinish them and sell them for like a couple $100. Lots of jewelry. Hey, if it's your first time here, feel free to thumbs up, like, subscribe. It's Sunday. A great day to give a little support. I never end up buying because then I have to carry it with me. But I am looking for a Jurassic Park t-shirt. I'm kidding, I don't know why I use that t-shirt, but, or that. The best thing I've ever found at a flea market was the Rose Bowl flea market, and it was a chair that I still use today from like the 60s. This is the area where the guy yelled at me. On the right, maybe. But I'm never really looking. I'm always looking for something, but I'm never looking for anything when I go to flea markets, and I'm open to anything, like buying anything. Although I'm not open to carrying things. We talk about groceries, carrying groceries all the time. Oh, no, he wasn't in this one. Too many pockets, I would lose my keys. But very cool. Greetings, everyone. If I miss you, I'm super sorry. I want to take a second to thank all my members and their support for their support. A big shout out and hugs. And also, I'm always open to buying art. Especially when it's an animal having a cocktail. So I never bought clothes at a flea market, but furniture I've gotten. I got a figure once, like a sewing figure, a mannequin form, I guess you would call it, from like Sears and Roebuck. I do not any longer have it. I wonder what happened to the mannequin. Actually, I know what happened. So I think it's like a scavenger hunt, just looking for cool stuff, and that's part of the fun. Okay. Yes. Wow, look at that amethyst chunk. So beautiful. I have a purple amethyst chunk, not that I'm a crystal lover, but I found it in the trash behind the Bodhi tree. It's funny, we don't have a coffee table right now. We just use an ottoman with a tray on it. It's fine because our sofa is pretty huge, so I don't have more room taken up. And actually, if that wasn't an extra large, I have a really weird thing about buying clothes though. I have to wash them first. If that was an extra large, I might have tried it on. If I also wasn't alone. I can't get the gimbal through the sleeve.
I don't know if it's a plastic.
Um, that's pretty excellent. They still go back for the Grand Slam deal. I might wear that. Not bad. I lost my virginity at the Department Motor of Vehicles. These guys do actual screen printing here, on site. I would love to take a screen printing class. Make a mental note of that. Myself, I'm talking to myself. You don't need to make a mental note of that. Oh. I would have a hard time buying records here because we always hear Sade here. Or maybe this isn't Sade. I'd have a hard time buying records here because you can get so many great ones from Amoeba. It sounded like a Sade song before I got. It is Sade. There we go. I need to try jeans on. I'm really OCD with a lot of stuff. But like, I always buy jeans and I try them on and then I get home and try them on again. And if they don't feel the same, I end up folding them and not wearing them. Okay. I love that. If I collected anything or I was allowed to collect anything, I would probably be looking for stuff. I just feel like at this point in my life, I don't, I shouldn't collect things that I need to clean or dust. So I feel like furniture to replace something I could do. Art, because you gotta have and always need art. Clothes, I probably could find something here, but a coat probably. Problem with the shirts, especially vintage shirts, sometimes have cigarette holes in them or oil stains that you cannot get out. I love boxes though. These are boxes from Pet's Ashes. All right, I kind of recognize that. That's a really. Sorry, I'm facing down. I used to be a collector of a lot of things. I also used to be like when I have a new hobby, I need literally all the equipment for that new hobby. So we kind of have a hobby closet. Like I didn't just start sewing things, I got a sewing machine and I got all the fabric and da 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 da. When I made candles, I went all out. I'm trying to do a business though. And got really crazy with making sure I had enough equipment. And now I've just got closets full of stuff. I also used to love Jonathan Adler, which, you know, I still have a lot of those. So Jonathan Adler made a bunch of tiny little statues. They kind of reminded me of stuff from the 70s. And so I kind of dug them. Like the stuff from, what's it called? Rocky and Bullwinkle kind of aesthetic. I love that shirt. And it's from Kmart. And it's a permanent press. Sorry, you didn't even see the shirt. And then I love the people that actually sell their creations. Hey, how are you? Like, look at that. Kind of looks like something Joe could wear for a show. I love that. I really would love to have more stuff. And I come from a family of people who collect things also. Like my grandmother, both of them, one of them collected Hummels, crazy Hummels, but really made it easy to get her Christmas items. My other grandmother had a bunch of, it sounds really tacky, but in some way it wasn't. She had a bunch of tiny, crazy liquor bottles and a bong. I don't think she knew what the bong was. I like the idea of pins because you can also wear them, right? You're not just sticking them on a shelf to be dusted later on. But I have lots of like tchotchkes to dust. Sea creatures, Jonathan Adler things, which are, some of them are sea creatures also. I wish I could have a yard sale. I don't see any reason why I couldn't, but I don't think that I'm a yard sale kind of person. I'm not good at bargaining. We're not going to miss an inch of this place. I think the flea market near my house I could have already found. I kind of like that.
I like that.
We somehow just like totally missed this area. I've never been to an estate sale. I feel like I should for the experience. I think we are looking at, let me tell you, 71, but it's a warm 71. Like, it's also a cool 71. There's a cool sea breeze that have had for the past couple days. So it's t-shirt, shorts, weather. Sorry. And if I can say that anybody can wear a t-shirt, look, it's I thought it was a Stretch Armstrong. But check those guys out. A creepy baby. Oh, I love people that love their dogs. And candles. I love silver. I don't really have any jewelry though. There's some pins. A ton of pins, Cecilia. So I think when we go to the Rose Bowl, we probably, let me see. When we go to the Rose Bowl, we'll probably try to go on the earlier side. Here's a bunch of pins. I think they're $10 each. Candles that smell like movies. Ooh, I also love cutlery and flatware. I always wonder whose spoons those are when you see a pile of collectible spoons. Ooh. I would love a good typewriter. Again, nope. Because I use a typewriter how often? I think in my head I have a much bigger apartment and I'm going to set it up like a detailed movie studio, in which case I have enough stuff for that big apartment in my head. Oh yeah, this is a great school. I don't know if the $10 price was for those pins. It was kind of faded. So maybe I haven't walked everything yet. I think it extends up here. All right, I was thinking maybe the guy isn't here anymore. This might be our food court. Ooh, I also love a good room spray or linen spray. I kind of like those kilties down there. I actually have no problem wearing used shoes either. And I love a good kiltie. I swear I made those come back. I've been unfashionably wearing kilties forever, and all of a sudden, they're everywhere. It's Fairfax High School. Dude, so much camera stuff. This guy has Polaroids and film. And those are all film cameras. I have a couple of cameras. And I was once walking through... What?
We don't want to be filmed. Over here, we don't want to be filmed.
Oh, I'm not gonna film you. So that lady doesn't want to be filmed in a public spot. Anyway, so I forgot what I was talking about. She doesn't want to be filmed, so we're gonna be respectful. Anyway, tons of film cameras. I often get blindsided a little bit by when somebody tries to talk to me while I'm in the middle of talking. Some cool rings. Some really cool prints. Sorry about that. And then I don't know if any of those shades were my style. Quite. Those are really nice prints, actually. Cheery. Inexpensive. Mallory Higgins. I kind of love that. Like a little cottage. The thing about mood rings is once water gets under the mood portion, looks funny. I used to beg my mom to buy me mood ring all the time. I had like multiple mood rings. I feel like they were 25 cents sitting by the counter. So we're gonna look sideways because I really want to show you this building, which is their auditorium. I think we went in this last time. I think it's also the bathroom, so we're not gonna stay too long, but pretty cool. The alumni office. And then I really like glasses that actually have glass lenses, or those green lenses that people used to get all the time. Old people. I'm gonna walk out this door so I don't run into the lady again. I'm not really looking for that. Food area. I don't think I'm gonna be buying any food to eat here. We're gonna walk on a little bit too. So look at, this is more of a high school. I don't want to get kicked out, but that must have been insane. I feel like that would have been really cool. I would have loved lots of band gear, especially in those days when I bought stuff like that. Joseph used to always look for old synthesizers in the pawn shops. Pawn shops used to have a lot of stuff, instruments. Actually, I remember Santa Monica Boulevard was lined with pawn shops, and now there are not as many. I think our curve is ooh. We did go that way. Let's reverse.
I've given you lost the bracelet. This is for you.
Also, this high school is. It reminds me of my high school. Not physically, but just its proximity to like downtown. We could literally just go downtown because our high school was a couple blocks up from downtown. Downtown Manchester. And we could leave the campus on our mod off. We called them mods instead of periods. I don't know why. Space age. So if you had mod 3 off, you could go down to McDonald's Townhouse. Hey, Allie, happy Sunday. I love stickers also. I also would collect stickers, and I could like stick them to anything. My refrigerator. And to be honest with you, I really think these are pretty awesome, these bags. Part X Studio. I would buy that bag, then I could carry everything else I bought back here. I would buy that bag because I have that one of those bags. Actually, it's like Libco linen, and it's so precious. But it's like that size with a leather strap. I'm always afraid to overstuff it and then the leather strap goes. That would be untoward. I really love the Pan Am poster. So I've only had one person tell me not to film here. And they whispered it to me. Not bad. Not bad at all. I love those fabrics. The prayer rug. The patterns. We've got some crowns and stuff. Hi, how are you? I just want to lie down on those rugs.
Okay, she had to go get.
Wait, an alert came? Oh. I would have removed it eventually. If you guys see anything too weird, just let me know. I can take it out. Also, Joe is manning the decks. I've seen that bag so many times. I kind of think these are pretty excellent. And then I think more trolls means more people are watching, right? It's a good thing. I'm joking. I'm joking. You know when your gum has lost its flavor and you just continue it and continue it. I really, this is my favorite stuff I saw here. And this guy is a listed artist found on Ask Art. I want to come back and buy something from this guy. So, yo, that was the flea market. Yes, I thought about doing an emoji this morning, but we will set up some new emojis. Probably. So we have a private stream on Tuesday at an undetermined time. I'll set them up before then. I came here not hungry. I'm just starting to get the hunger from all the good smells. So I don't know why I had them stamp my hand because I don't think we're coming back. Unless you want to. We got here at the right time. Thank you. So were we here later in the day last time? More pins. Tons and tons of pins, Cecilia. More. This is your spot. You wouldn't even have to have paid to have gone in. This is just outside of the flea market. Actually,
Graham comes in the end.
I watched that movie with my dad when I was 12.
Really? I'm gonna show my daughter that.
$6 for a pin? That's a much better price. Oh, $6 to get into the flea market. $10 for the pins inside. Outside, I probably could have got those pins for $2 if I had a drop of bargaining blood in me. So what I do is I just ask. I'm not empty-handed. I got a gimbal in one hand, and the other one's giving a peace sign. If you get that reference, you get that reference. I wonder if the Coachella shop is open. I wonder what it does after Coachella. Does it turn into, what is the other one? Stagecoach? Right?
I had a coffee.
So, major shopping street right near the high school. How could you not grow up cool being near all of this awesome stuff? Vintage t-shirt shops all over. There's that one across the street with the spooky Peter Pan that we've walked by before. We usually do walk on that side of the street, so I figured we'd do this side. But those are the kind of stores I will go in. We didn't have those stores in my town. We would have to go to Boston. On the Peter Pan bus. Maybe that's why I'm so afraid of that Peter Pan. He also looks just creepy. Like before they really knew how to make characters come to life. So let's do something fun. We walked by this before. I can walk in. If they say no filming, we'll hightail it out. We'll smile, we'll curtsy, we'll thank them anyway. This vintage t-shirt shop has been here as long as I have, and probably a lot longer. Probably doesn't need me to show you what it's like inside, but I've always wanted to go here, by the way. And for some reason, I just have never shopped. A Cruel Intentions t-shirt. Bud's Bunny. We'll get that for Joe. Looks like some of these might be just hot wings. But what? We can get that for Monica. She loves hot wings. Let's see if they'll let us inside. I hope so. There's our... This is not just t-shirts, man. This is like... Hi, how are you? It is an art. Let's check out the art. I kind of would love that if it's from the 1930s. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for doing that, but... Oh, that's Pinocchio again. Oh, actually, oh, don't be jealous. You're here too. Vicariously. Thank you so much. So, not the Pink Pony Club, but we're pretty close to it. It doesn't really exist. All right. So, should we cross the street? No, let's stay on this side. Looks like we've got some more action. Might have some more music to replace with Who Let the Dogs Out later on, but awesome, awesome. This guy providing some great stuff for people to eat. An awful lot of cough syrup. That was the name of that shop, which is owned by, I forget, Joe. Look, you can see the stars of tomorrow here. Like Anais Fairweather, Bailey Humiston, Jeff Larch, and Susan Pale in Melissa Ross Nice Girl. We don't ever go to the theater like this. And we have a theater down the street from us that we should go to. They're playing, I mean, it's not right down the street, but close enough. They're playing Three Cults Walk Into a Bar. I wonder which cults they're talking about. I just fell in a dip. Oh, there's the Coachella shop. It is closed until next May. One day, I realized that I haven't shopped at Urban Outfitters for a really long time, but I've been shopping at Urban Outfitters for like 30 years. Or no, 25 years? Something, a crazy long time. It could have been 30 years though. So on Sundays, it's 12:43. I don't think some of these shops are open on Sunday. There are a lot of empty shops. There always are on Melrose. It's a really trend-driven area, so if something goes out of style, it goes away. That's called a flasher. So I kind of love stores like this that it looks like they like recreate stuff or like repurpose it. Porpoise. This is another vintage shop. Typhoon. I think there are a couple of these. Oh no, this isn't vintage. But it's very sparkly. You know, if you want it's a perfect day for a faux fur. Faux furs are so breathable. Oh no! Oh yes. Let's see if we can walk into American Vintage. We did one store. We can just keep going. It looks like a dumpster, actually. The car that you're calling ugly. Cool, I want to make sure the sound check is down. It's not sound check. I don't think that's true. I know. It's not great to be doing this when I'm not buying anything, but I kind of wish Joe was here. Like, I honestly have never walked into this place before, sorry. Thank you for joining me here this Sunday. Cookies, but it's not cookies. Cool kicks. We're not cool enough. Me, I'm not cool enough, I meant. Oh, sorry. I said I'm not cool enough, and that girl kind of looked at me like I was talking about her. She was definitely cool enough. This is an influencer source thrift store. They definitely don't have any of my stuff in here. Because again, I'm not an influencer. Let me know if any of your influencer dreams could come true. There's no picture of Quinn though. I love this. I mean, I love the like dry cleaning rack. That place we can't go into because as you can see from the sign, and I'll get a little closer, or I won't. My dog. Oh, sorry. It's only for the stars. So, not for me. These are all storefronts. There's always changeover down here. I've never seen in the past 20-something years I've lived here, every storefront down here open or with a shop in it. I mean, the internet really was the first blow to street shopping, right? Amazon the second. Well, I guess Amazon and the internet are hand in hand. Pandemic, the fact that people don't socialize as much as they used to, are really leading to the demise of our in-person shopping. Eye off the needle and workshop. So this is one of those places that probably makes their own stuff.
Oh, yes.
Hey BD. Hey everybody, welcome. Thanks you guys. It's many thanks for being here on a Sunday. If it's your first time, please like and subscribe. It feels like an algorithm hugged me when you do. And if you subscribe, please talk, chat. We're here for that. I feel like that's the future of shopping. The person is behind the glass. The clothes are all in plastic. You slide it through like a bank teller. That way you really don't have to talk to anybody. It is a real shame for small businesses, and just like downtown, you know I hate crowds. We talk about this all the time, but I like and I need to be near people at the very least, you know? And I love to see crowds, thank you. You know, like, I don't want to get touched and bumped and whatever in them, but people. It's definitely an elevated life, elevated experience to be able to go out, do things, and experience things. I'm talking within reason. Everybody doesn't need to book a trip around the world. Everybody doesn't need to but I I think we've probably spent the last couple years after COVID or like looking inward, and then we kind of had a burst of outward. I don't know. Anyway, I love to support small businesses also. I'm at the crossroads of loving to support them. I also love convenience. Um, so there's my thing. I could get, let's say, dog food, for example. I could buy it from Petco, which is a giant chain that probably underpays its people and isn't great. I could buy it from Amazon and screw giving him any more of my money, but or I could hunt for a one-up pet store that sold it. I mostly just go to Petco. Actually, there is a one-up pet store that I go to, and from time to time, it doesn't carry this particular food. It's rough. Get it? Pun intended. All right. Oh, here we go, another Beverly Hills. I kind of love this. Whoops, no step. Another vintage t-shirts. I love it. A little, I can't go all the way in when it's that crowded. I feel like I'm gonna stop breathing. I don't really, but posers. The Dr. Martin store. There used to be a John Fluvog on this street. I think it was on the corner of Gardner. I'm sorry, I kind of backed out of that store because it was crowded and the person was just staring at me from the back. You could see it on the camera. You know I'm sensitive. We'll go to another one, I promise. Somehow we ended up on the side of the street that we always end up on. So let's go over here and check this place out. How much would you love that apartment right on the top? If it's even an apartment, I'm not sure. I would have a live cam right from there. I just I get a little like I'm really into being courteous, right? And I get really into, despite being somebody that films people all the time, I'm really into, I guess, being respectful in some way. And so when I go into a store and just feel like there's a person working behind the counter who probably doesn't own it, probably making $6, they don't want to be, I don't know, whole psychology. And then I can't think anymore, so I'm just gonna, hi, how are you? Hi, thank you. So, another excellent store. I love the smell of vintage, actually. I love it. Reconstruct with no E. Reconstruct Studio. For those of you who hate your lungs, we do have a glass hookah shop. I like the idea of a hookah. It's terrible bad for you, right? Well, a pedicure, $25. Mani and pedi. Maybe I should come back here for my... They don't just have mani. Pedicure, pedicure, pedicure. Where's just the manicure? Walk-ins welcome. I don't want a pedicure. My feet are pretty great. I don't mean that. I don't use them the way I use my... Actually, I use them way more than I use my hands, but they're always swaddled in booty socks. Everything, yo hot dog. Everything you need in a hat. Oh, it's a hat store. Does it really have everything I need? It does not have a walking in LA hat, which is really what I need. I have sweated this LA hat, walking in LA hat, which is available in my online shop. I have sweated so much through it that there's now a permanent sweat ring that I cannot wash out. I still wear it. It tells the story of the streets that I walk. I just need a handscape. I'm not a... Like, I definitely, I just need a manicure, or like maybe to watch a YouTube video on how to do a manicure. My hands are not terrible, but they always look like I chew my fingernails, because sometimes I do. They don't look like an adult's hands to me. Wow. There's a video game store. And I don't know what that is, but it's open. Ice cream maybe? Happy Place? Look at that. Don't look at my middle finger cuticle. It's like growing up so high it looks like I have a quarter finger now. I'm not that... I don't know what the word is. I'm clean. I shower. I iron clothes. I brush my hair and shave my cheeks, facial cheeks. But I don't know, I don't pay that much attention to the maintenance of my hand. You can always tell when somebody is like professional or something out here because they have a manicured set of hands. I did get a manicure once in my life. Oh, did Joe like the video game store? Probably. It was really dark in there and they were playing Michael Jackson. I can't risk that. Wow. Stereo Lab has a new album. I really love Stereo Lab, but I believe the lead singer had a brain aneurysm and is unalive now. I think they have two women singers. One of the women's voices was so... I'm going to walk through the alleys with you. Why do I want to walk through the alleys? The alleys on Melrose usually have some of the coolest graffiti ever. I also love vintage posters, except for the ones that are mass produced, that anyone can have. Joking. I've got some small prints, like Bauhaus stuff. So I've not walked these alleys in a long time. So maybe the graffiti isn't that great anymore. Maybe it's the end of an era of graffiti also. I really do love graffiti. And I love people's tags. Like, what are we doing with this wall? Nothing. What does that say? I have no idea. What does it mean? I have no idea. But it looks cool ass, I think. So I kind of love graffiti if it's not insulting to someone. But I have to tell you, when it's bad, or just spray painting something for the sake of spray painting, I don't like it. But look at this little pink guy. I don't know what that is. Maybe a duck. Oh, look at that. CBS, that's their new logo, by the way. They're trying to trick the president into not knowing who they are. Thought a logo change would work. I remember, and I have this. Oh, the graffiti gets better. I remember, we're now not walking on Melrose though. I remember, and I have it, like I filmed the girl before I was live streaming, but this girl that was spray painting like over I love LA sign, I love New York. I kind of loved it. So we got old Blue Eyes. And then, regardless of what you think about Frank, I think that writing the F thing on his face over somebody's artistic work is kind of wrong. So I like graffiti. This is not definitely commissioned piece, but I like graffiti. I just think that unnecessary. So we've got cute little guys there. This is the Drip King LA. And then I think every time we walk on a Sunday, every time we go to that flea market, we hear Sade as we did today. So let's all have a moment of Sade while I go to the bathroom. I'm kidding. There's a man behind me, and I'm not that kind of guy. So here we have our little pink duckling again. And then sometimes we have a message, like World MS Day. Melrose Tanning Company. I feel like the alley leading up to Labrea has more cool stuff also. I'm not really going to go to the bathrooms to see that. I would never. I'm actually have never needed to go to the bathroom on a stream. I prepare when I have a stream. I don't eat or drink anything the day before, because I never know how long I'm going to be streaming. The first time I ever saw a Make America Great bumper sticker was on a car that was parked here. I think it was the owner of this restaurant, which changes its name every couple months. Not the one on the left. I think I said, what I do is I say I'm kidding really quickly. But like soon you guys are gonna know that I'm not, I mean, I think you should already know that I'm not the kind of person that does that. Kind of a bust on this side. I try to keep it classy. I try to keep it at the very least, or very most PG-13, at the very least PG. It smells like donuts. I love a mixed retail neighborhood, to be honest. Milk Bob, hi. Oh, look who's here. We love butts. There's the milk bar. I'm gonna walk up the street. I just tripped, but did not fall. I'm gonna walk up the street, but I'm gonna cross over here because I'm pretty sure if I'm gonna get a donut, I don't know that I want one from Winchell's. Hey, Takate. I try to stay out of alleys at all costs at night. I don't want somebody to think I'm gonna bust them for spray painting. But as soon as I hear that noise, spray paint, I just don't look around. I don't want to witness it. Except for the one time I saw that girl spray painting "I love New York" over the LA sign.
So I called him on Wednesday because I like looked
So that pink building is Chipotle, but it's right next door to Pink's Hot Dogs. We'll walk over there in a sec. I think we should walk up Labrea. Ooh, I gotta do a plug-in. Let me know if that changed the sound. I'll bet I really loved 3-day weekends. I used to really mostly work jobs where you couldn't partake in the 3-day weekend. So when I got to finally enjoy some 3-day weekends, I really loved it. This doesn't look particularly lovely graffiti either. Let's go to Labrea. Yeah, I'm gonna walk directly to Hollywood for 2 reasons. I feel like we never walk up Labrea to Hollywood, so that'll be a treat. You guys will get to see such things as Target, McDonald's, Jim Henson's original Muppet Studio, all coming on this live stream, so stay tuned. Unless my gimbal dies. I just plugged it in. I think we're good to go. So Hollywood's really crowded last night. We live, I say last night but for me, 6:30 is night. We went yesterday and the streets were packed. I'm love to see that many tourists here. I don't know what I'm gonna do for July 4th. We usually stay home that night because literally it is really loud in Los Angeles on 4th of July and really loud in our neighborhood on the 4th of July. People love fireworks. The thing is, like, I can't even really stay up. Like, so I have tomorrow off. I'm gonna live stream anyway at some point, probably later in the day. Thank you so much. That was really nice. He could have totally made it out of that. That's a good question. So next Sunday we go to the flea market in Echo Park. We might, and we don't stream on Saturdays so much anymore, but I believe that I said this week I'm gonna try to stream part of every day. So maybe we could do a beach on Saturday. Um, but definitely earlier. Oh, it's Voodoo Donuts now. It's right next to Pink's. It used to be Pink's. So this is Voodoo Donut. I've eaten my share of these before. I would love to go to Zuma Beach. I think that's what I would get. Apple fritter or plain cake. Anything from the second two rows except for the Diabolus Rex. They have like actually, the Maple Blazer Blunt. Someone brought these to work one time, um, and like ate one of them and left the rest of them. So I think like if we do a beach walk, here's Pink's hot dogs. I'd rather have a donut than a hot dog. Hey, Geo, look back. I will. Oh, I did. Thank you so much. It's my all important smear rag. Thank you so much. So here is Pink's. Thank you so much. That's Taylor the robot. They named her Taylor because that wouldn't be offensive to anybody. There's the Pink's Hotel and pool. I'm kidding, it's not. I don't know what that is, but pretty cool. It's funny because I was walking in front of two people one day and I have a little sack that I keep the microphone and transmitter in, and that fell out of my pocket. And I kind of felt like I dropped something out of the corner of my eye, and they didn't even tell me. I would always tell someone they dropped something, or their skirt was tucked into their tights, or their zipper was open. Nobody wants to walk around like that. Or if they had chocolate all around their mouth. Not attractive. Nobody wants to be that person. Thank you, Geo. Let me, star of the day. Oh. Woo! Fireworks. And Alias, both of you. Woo! Twins. I just remember one time in high school, there was a girl, not popular, maybe a little taller, a little than other people, and I remember her walking. It was a dance actually, and she came out of the. Why was I hanging out in the girls' restroom? I don't really remember, but she came out of the restroom and her skirt was tucked into her tights. So she just walked down the hallway and people were snickering. And so I ran up and I said, "Hey, man." I probably didn't say, "Hey, man," or "Hey, dude." Golly, ma'am. Your skirt is tucked into your tights. And she fixed it. I also used to love to tell people when the snow was falling down south. I don't think that happens anymore. We had Thai food last night. We went to Hoka and we had papaya salad, which is like Joe's favorite thing. And then we also had drunken noodles, which is my favorite thing. And some spring rolls, which were really good. I could go for some spring rolls. I know, really like, I know I talk about being a humanist a lot. Of course, I'm prone to some nasty stuff just like everybody else. But it's really should be about people helping people out. So you get to $1 sale. I don't know if you're filling a bag up or what. I'm glad it exists, but it is certainly not for me. We used to have a place in Boston called Dollar a Pound, and it was in, not Boston, it was probably in Somerville or Cambridge, and it was an old like warehouse, one floor. I mean, it was dollar a pound every day. You could go in there and fill a bag for $1, but there were cats running around there. Ugh. I usually only went to the second floor where you bought like the repurposed stuff or refurbished stuff or just vintage stuff altogether. Hey Marie, welcome Marie. Welcome, welcome. If I miss anybody, happy Sunday. Thank you guys for joining. If you're brand new here, please like and subscribe. I could use that for the algorithm. It's not sure what to think of me yet with my Korean snack tasting Freddy Krueger ice cream shorts. So the more likes and subscribes, the better. And I appreciate the support. I'm going to cross the street right here and we're going to walk up through this cute little neighborhood, which is, what are the new hipsters still called hipsters? This is more like a trust fund neighborhood, but it's cute. Hey, AMG Demon. I did update my members list today to include everybody, and everybody from yesterday. Thanks, BD. Thanks, Cecilia, for buying people members. Always great. So I want to thank the members for their support and continued support. We'll be doing a members-only live stream at some point this Tuesday. And we're doing a members-only live stream, which is like a mystery game, next Saturday. I mean, June 16th, not next Saturday. I'm like 90% prepared for the mystery stream. And Alan, I knew someone else did it. Alan, thank you so much. I am on Willoughby, and I'm where the old 99-cent store was. Rest in peace, 99-cent store. Also, there's a Sprouts right across the street. If anybody needs me to get some ice cream for them. So this is very Erewhon click without the Erewhon. I wish this was here when I had lived in this neighborhood. I would have kind of loved a little spot like this. Even though I'm not a trust fund baby or a hipster. It's got a record store, a coffee shop, with a window. I don't know why I said that, but I thought maybe, oh, it is a serving window. That's pretty excellent. There should be more windows that you can purchase things from. I know I was saying how crappy that was in the store with the plexiglass, but like for coffee and stuff. Also, I feel like Starbucks, I don't go to Starbucks at all anymore. But I feel like they should have had like a just coffee line, like no smoothies, no triple dip, whatever, half this, that, almond milk, just like a regular coffee line. I only ever get drip coffee from Starbucks. I honestly don't know how this super, super expensive store placed themselves here. Oh, he doesn't want you to pick up your poop, and stays in business, but here it is. I feel like I just walked into Brooklyn. So, I don't know that there are any cool bookstores in this area. So I think when we were just on Melrose, we hit Labrea. So probably further down Labrea, I feel like there used to be a really old bookstore there that I had cause to go into one time. But like, it's the kind of bookstore that the person who ran it and probably owned it had probably run for 40 years and were on their way out. So when I lived in this neighborhood, which is 10, 15 years ago, I suppose, or 12, 13 years ago, this was a warehouse for something. And then across the street here was the Cemex, like, factory. I'm not really even sure. It was like a cement, you know, Cemex is a Mexican cement company. Like, this is where they would get the cement to fill the cement trucks. Oh, if we walk this way, you guys are going to miss the Target. So we're going to wait for these people to go by and then cross the street. The tar pit is on the other end of La Brea. We went to the tar pit, I think when we went to it's the video where we went to the LACMA at the same time. I can't remember when that was. But I will go to the tar pit and La Brea area again. So this building literally is new, the Sirius building. I don't know how. Do people still have Sirius radio? Like, it's got some good stuff on it, but I had it because it's always every time I buy a car. When I purchased my last two cars, it came with it for a little period of time. Like, so this was just a warehouse. I would look at those windows and be like, I would love to live there. I would love to live in something with windows like that. But it was a factory for something. I'm not quite sure what it was for. It might have been related to the cement pile. I'm not sure I've ever heard of a B-box hotel. Unless you really mean a B-box hotel. Like for actual bees. I've been seeing a lot of black bumblebees lately. And by a lot of black bumblebees, I mean 2. And by a lot, I mean that's more than I didn't even know there were black bumblebees for some reason. Is that a California thing? I thought it was the Matrix. I love all these pictures selling the Sycamore District. I guess this is what they're called, Sycamore District. Clearly they're in Europe because there's a Peugeot, which they don't sell here, and a BMW. Bumblebees are the best. Yeah, we've got a Best Buy. It's Joe's favorite Best Buy. That's our Best Buy that we go to when we go to Best Buy. And then Target over here. I have so many books. On the topic of books, like I have so many books that I just move with me from place to place. I like having books. I occasionally pull a book down and look through it, but some of the books I just don't need. I have a ton of cookbooks, which I really could filter some of them out if you really want any. I'll probably send them to you. Yeah, I think the only cookbook I I almost use online for every recipe, but there's a baking cookbook I use because I'm a terrible baker. I can cook things really well, but when it comes to baking, it's such a science. We are actually in West Hollywood. You can tell you're in West Hollywood because, hey, the street signs have angles on them. West Hollywood. So we're at Labrea in Santa Monica. Hey, Merry, happy Sunday. So let's see. This is closed next Sunday because it is Gay Pride in West Hollywood. It's actually not in this part of West Hollywood. It's much further down, closer to Beverly Hills. You want me to walk to the Abbey today? I'm already walking back east. But we can put a pin in that. I'm not much of an Abbey kind of guy. I prefer, I don't know, I prefer a little more, I prefer my dance clubs or bars a little seedier, I think. I love, look, cookbooks are great because it's really, you can get a recipe. So this is a local pet store that I used to always go to. They don't sell the food that I buy, but they're really lovely and I wish I could support them by buying my food from them. I took a bus today and I didn't pay for it. I've realized I almost never take the bus, but every time I get on the bus, I notice that people get in the back door and don't pay for it. And I was like, why did I just pay when these people didn't? So I got on the back door and I went to tap and the machine was off. So I didn't pay for that. It was a free ride. So this McDonald's I feel like used to be, or though that shake and that fries used to be on a like one of those speedy McDonald's. Actually that sign too, further up. Or maybe it was on Highland across from Hollywood High School. Actually, it was where Hart House currently sits. I think only the signs are cute, though. The McDonald's itself is just sort of eh. This used to be my dog and cat hospital when I lived over here. They were very nice, actually. The I love cooking, and I hate cooking. I love it when in my head, I decide I want to make something, and then I look up a recipe, and then I put it together. I hate it when it's 7 on a Monday or Tuesday, and I don't have much to make dinner with. We don't live that far from a grocery store, and then I have to come up with something, go and get it, and then start cooking, and then clean up after that. That's when it kind of feels like a chore. That's when I wish I could just have some Soylent Green meal replacement. In my lifetime, I've always had a cat, up until maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I love cats. I'm definitely like both a dog and a cat person. We grew up in a house of cats and dogs. But like we had at least 2 cats at all times growing up. 1 dog always, but 2 cats. Always the same kind of cat also. Except for once we had an orange cat. But somehow we always ended up with Maine Coon cats, which are great. They're really smart, they talk. They're like dog cats. I think if I had my druthers, I would almost prefer the ease of owning a cat to a dog, but I love my dogs. Mary, thank you so much for donating 5 memberships. Thank you so much for letting me know, Joe. Let's give Mary some fireworks and celebrate that. Some hearts. Why did my hearts never work? Oh, there they are. Whoa! Thank you, Mary. Woo! You are a firework. But not a plastic bag. That's a Katy Perry reference. Just, I don't want anybody to feel insulted. We do have the best chat. I go into some other people's chat sometimes. Other walkers, streamers. Just kidding, I don't. I mean, I do, but they're great too. Oh. That's... It went from being pleasant to sort of hot. So 71, I feel like it went up to 78. Oh my God, it's only 72. It feels like it went up 10 degrees. Joe walked with me last night. Joe has to work on some music today. We probably would have gone to the studio, but my car is in the shop. I really wish I was picking it up on Tuesday. I'm occasionally make a decision before I think it through. Tuesday would have been just a lot easier. Now I've got to like go somewhere on Memorial Day that isn't live streaming. I think it might have been before you were here. Like my car's gone till Monday. I keep saying till Tuesday. Hush, hush. But it is gone till Monday, and I normally would not have used it at all this weekend. I'm streaming yesterday. I streamed yesterday. I streamed today. I might have gone to like pet food store, but actually I have pet food. I might have like done a run for something like that, but the fact that it's not there is kind of, I don't know. After I saw that thing streaking across the sky last night, I was like, oh my God, we're not going to be able to escape the city if that hits the ocean and there's a typhoon. Not typhoon, tidal wave. So this is Jim Henson's studios. JHC. I think it is owned by John Mayer. No. Fortunately for me, I don't have a laundry machine in my apartment, a laundry machine, because that's what we call them. I don't have a washer or dryer in my apartment. That's like fourth on my list of new apartment needs. But I have one right outside my door practically, so I can do laundry almost any time. So I usually do it a couple times a week. I used to do it like all on one day, but ugh. And then also, the studio was originally Charlie Chaplin's studio. So there is Charlie. Go ahead, use that emoji. I'm kidding, it's gone. And then hopefully Jim and Charlie will be remembered by John Mayer. That's kind of like, yeah, what we have, although we don't have a duplex. We just have a washer and dryer outside next to our, not outside, but in a little room behind our apartment. So we're a couple blocks from Hollywood Boulevard. We never walk up this street. I have walked up this street many times. Ours is like, it almost looks like a utility closet. So I'm really grateful to have that laundry there because I'm done with laundromat days. I hate doing laundry also, and I would love doing laundry, but I would be really wasteful about it if the laundry was in my apartment. Like I would do way more laundry. I actually enjoy doing laundry somewhat. I enjoy folding it. I just don't like putting it away. So there's Wendy's. Haha, we were right over here. The last time I had to use a laundromat, I think our little room was broken. And I was so confused. I mean, the last time I used a laundromat before that was all coins, right? And so now you need to buy a card and you get free dries or blah, blah, blah. The lady came over and helped me like I was senile. It was so sweet. I kind of felt like I should keep going to that laundromat. Can you sip the fancy Frosty, or do you need to eat the Frosty with a spoon? Because I can't walk around with a spoon. Nick the Greek. Ooh, I love a gyro. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll do a laundromat stream. You can catch my really awesome folding techniques using no gap folding board, just a flick of my wrist. I'm really good at folding. I also enjoy folding towels for some reason and making all the corners line up. I can't fold a fitted sheet, even though I've watched a Martha Stewart video a million times. There's something about a laundromat also where, even in my building to some extent, I just like you're using these washers that other people use and maybe they don't have the same habits you do. I'm glad that, one thing I really am glad for and sharing a laundromat is that people don't use powdered bleach like they used to. I used to use a laundromat all the time in Boston, and you would get somebody that just used powdered bleach, and powdered detergent always leaves like crap in the hopper. So you would pour your Tide in there or whatever, and your clothes would end up with like bleach spots all over them, which wasn't cool at the time. I want to do my podcast I'm doing it from a chair. The only cool thing about our actual laundry room is I've learned to hack the machines so I can get extra time on the dryer. I'm probably the reason that the price goes up every month, but they know the fault in their system. It's published. Hiya, how are you? It's Jim Morrison. That's been there forever. So this is kind of a movie I might want to see. Actually, we were talking about not wanting to see any movies or not having a whole lot of movies to see. But this one has nothing to do with Marvel. And I love Benicio del Toro. I love the word Phoenician. But I always love Wes Anderson movies. So maybe if Joe might want to see that, we could go to the movies and I'll live stream so you can all see the Phoenician too. Nobody will catch on to that. The sound might not be that good. One time when I was at the laundromat, this is a great laundromat story. When I had to go to I moved to Jamaica Plain, which is not like as nice as where I was living in Boston prior. It was like up and coming, artsy, gays, lesbians, art students kind of neighborhood, on the edge of gentrification. So I went to the laundromat one time and there was a guy selling a bunch of videotapes, like bootleg videotapes. I'd never bought one before, but I bought The Matrix. So the first time I saw The Matrix, it was on a bootleg videotape. And the color was so washed out and everybody's lips looked so red. I thought it was intentional. And until I actually saw The Matrix for real, I really thought it was so artsy and cool. I love The Matrix. Hey, Enzo. So, I'll tell you what this is in a second. I think it was probably $10. This is where the Hollywood Walk of Fame begins. That Hollywood little thing on top does not light up anymore. So, Hollywood is held up by 4 graces, shall we call them? So Dorothy Dandridge, first black woman to be nominated for an Academy Award. Mae West, that does not look like Mae West at all. A writer and star of a string of hits, including I Ain't No Angel and My Little Chickadee. I used to love the way What's-His-Face said My Little Chickadee. Dolores Del Rio, Also does not look like Dolores Del Rio. Starred in more than 30 films and dozens in Mexico. And then last but not least, who do you guys think this is? Anime Wong. So this is the start of the Walk of Fame. And the first people on the Walk of Fame are Elvis and the Beatles. These women were much more attractive than those statues are. And then the Beatles. Okay, it's the Beatles, Elvis Presley, and then. All right. I've seen a couple studio copies with the like time block in them in my time. I had a friend whose friend some edited movies. This was just somebody that like went to the movies and taped it with a Betamax probably. It was so far from perfect, but I really thought it was the intention of the movie to kind of look like this because I'd never seen an actual bootleg copy of anything like that before. Hilarious. Also, I had a friend who would get trailer or streamers all the time, and so I would watch things that had that studio property stamped on them. But those were like the professional things for people to vote on in whatever academy that person was a part of. Well, we really never quite hit this block. Also, these are a lot of musicians down here. Actually, a lot of people don't come this far. We got a church. We've got author services. I really don't know what that building is. This is services for authors. That church is really kind of pretty though, and I don't think I walked down here often enough to have paid it mind. I for some reason thought this was a Scientology building because of the graphics on it mostly, and me not bothering to read the sign in the past. It might be far more interesting than that. Oh, it is. L. Ron Hubbard Writers and Illustrators of the Future Contest. We already know what your future is. So I'm going to look for the guy. Remember when we were trying to look for Fluffy the first time before he had been seasoned yet, or whatever expression they used? The concrete had been seasoned. And then yesterday I kind of looked around for it. I'm going to see if that guy that I asked the first time is there. He was like so friendly and the pro. And see if he will tell us when Fluffy's going to get there. Thank you so much. So yeah, it is a Scientology building. He told us, yeah, it was 30 days that it would take to cure. Hey, gotta wave higher. I love when people wave high and I'm not really looking at them, but they're waving high. So what do we ask for? Is it his slab? Where's Fluffy's slab? Why hasn't his slab been laid out yet? I don't think they ever remove anybody from those slabs or from the courtyard, which I really hope is the case, because I feel like that would be terrible if they pulled people out because they weren't popular anymore. I'm not talking about cancellations or whatnot. You know what I want to say that kind of makes me feel pretty awesome? Never noticed that before, though. There's Penny Marshall. Boop, boop. And Cindy Williams, together forever. And she wanted to ride right into me. Anyway, I love that Laverne and Shirley, God rest their souls, are together forever on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I really hope that they were friends. I don't think they really were on the show. But maybe later on when, I don't know. So I'm gonna see if we can find him. I remember what he looks like. Tall, gray hair. So our first brochure, Tony Alamo. We will not get offered Scientology because I have a camera. Roosevelt. I'm gonna get out of the cluster. Snap your glow sticks. We are gonna rock out. I live in the middle of all of that stuff, so I'm kind of mesmerized. So in my neighborhood, there's a bus stop where in the morning, everyone waits for the Scientology bus, dressed identically in perfectly, oh my God, hey. There's no be back sign in the $5 soft serve window. Hey Enzo, yeah, that's part of life on Hollywood Boulevard. Or it was more part of life a long time ago. I know, I really almost feel like I should just go because it's open. I'm gonna do it. Joe, don't get mad. I can't help it. Let's see, maybe they're really not open. No, it's a ruse. Maybe just the sign fell down. They're not open. It's all dark in there. $5 is such a good price. That place should have a line around the block and it should always be open. Last summer when we were trying to think of something to do, we actually thought about, we should just get a soft serve machine and pop it out on the street on Hollywood Boulevard. I don't know how that would work. I don't know how electricity would happen. It was just a momentary thought. It looks like the ice cream wasn't open. Let's sneak through here. Okay, we're gonna look for the guy. Oh, there's a line for Tom Cruise. It's not that man in the front. All right. Well, I think we're gonna come back for Fluffy on another day. I don't see our guide, and I just don't like
And so at the Hollywood
crossing lanes. Donald Duck.
Halloween parade.
So we owe you Fluffy. I want like a stack of money right here.
$99 hoodies on sale today. You will find deals like this.
Good girl, throwing her trash away. It is really crowded. The thing I hate about crowds, I hate being brushed up against. It literally makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck. And I might actually like involuntarily grimace or wince also. I can't control it. Let's walk up and through. Yeah, I didn't know what that meant either, but I am gone. I was at the Chinese theater and now I'm gone. These were all the folks. We've walked up these stairs before, both draped for Oscars and not. I think it's really kind of not. I just want to get them their moment to get their shot. It's kind of a not as glamorous a staircase as you would think for the Oscars. But it works. They get to walk upstairs. They cover it with silk. It is a holiday weekend, too. I'm not even sure where the celebs are. Definitely not here. Although I'm sure people come to Hollywood for a vacation thinking they're going to run into Nicole Kidman sitting in a dark theater. She's got a theater in her house. They are all home watching. I can't even say that. Walking in LA. Try to say that 10 times fast. So our I'm really dying to go here. Window Burgers. Not today, not that line. Hola, hola, hey Mel. Welcome, welcome, happy Sunday. And thank you so much for being here. on this beautiful, beautiful day. We're gonna cut down back to Hollywood Boulevard. I just wanted to check the Hollywood sign and beautiful church. We're at 2 hours and 26 seconds. It looks like my charges are all up. I now carry a couple cords in case I need to charge the microphone, unlike when we went to Long Beach. Kind of microphone, I think the microphone died in the end. Oh, I said the D word, unalived in the end. Every time I correct myself, I'm mostly joking. I don't think saying that is really going to get me unalived on YouTube. Right, Angela? I mean, right, Cecilia? Like, why would you put your real name on here? Here's an ad for Madame Tussauds. Oh, we didn't even poke our heads into Madame's. This is probably a really cool building and all. You could not pay me to live where I would have to drive on this street every day because of the traffic. I have to stop and tie my shoelace for 1 second. But I have to put the camera on the ground because I'm plugged in. So I'm sorry for anybody tuning in now and thinking that this is LA's wildest flea market. Let's walk through this alley. And then walk back down to Hollywood Boulevard. And Charlie Chaplin. Oh, I think we still have Marilyn Monroe, although it really looks like someone else with that wire through her mouth. I wonder when that was painted. Oh my God. Whoa, it's gotta be a long time ago. Look at this. The Stella Adler Academy of Acting and Theaters. I don't usually walk through this alley. A young svelte Elvis. I don't know what we're even behind. I don't know why that is. We're on McCadden, or about to hit McCadden. So this has got to be a really ornate back. It must be the part of the theater in the front. Entertain me. I'm just going to walk around to the front. In my head, I can't see how that connects to anything on Hollywood Boulevard. So it's the second building. This building looks like fake old. It is fake old, but the building next to it. I want a sign. So that, the day after. Oh, maybe it's just a building right there. What's the day after? It's definitely not a house, but I would consider living there. I love the windows. Oh, we do have a Scientologist out. recruiting. So we'll cross the street, and it just looks like it's the back of. Actually, looks like it's completely unrelated to anything in the front except for maybe the second building over, but it's too far. It kind of looks like that. So, are we curious? Do we want to give our life and money away? Was it a cool club? I love the fact that it's kind of. See, he's running inside. Oh, I miss the days when people were standing out in front of here warning people not to go in there. What kind of club was it? I hope it was a cool one. Uh-oh, someone's already calling security. This used to be Shirley Temple's favorite restaurant. Believe it or not, it wasn't a Mexican restaurant then. I wish they would let you go onto this courtyard, to be honest. Getting shut down. It's great. That's Michelli's. I swear to God, I read Michelli's closed, but it did not. It's definitely a spot to check out. Don't expect world-class Italian food there, but it's definitely ambiance and an experience. And where else can you go where there's a piano player and candles stuffed into Chianti bottles? I grew up, my mother was a kid when, actually my mother was not born when Shirley Temple was a star in the 30s, but my mother had a couple of Shirley Temple dolls, and growing up in the 80s and 70s before the proliferation of cable, and tons of TV, you would watch movies from the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s because that was what would play on TV on the Saturdays and Sundays. So, I mean, I saw all of Shirley Temple's movies. And I loved Shirley Temple when I was a little kid also. However, the Shirley Temple dolls were in a box at the top, in the closet at the top of the stairs in our attic. The Shirley Temple dolls had no eyeballs because I think the story I remember was that locusts had eaten them out. I don't know if this is a childhood fever dream that I remember, but they had no eyes, and their eyes opened. So they would open and have no eyeballs. So I remember going up the stairs to the attic one day, opening that door, and the doll fell out, and then its eyes popped open. No eyeballs. I probably cried for hours. My mother sold those Shirley Temple dolls, though, I remember when I was a teenager, and made quite a bit of money off of them. She was kind of like one of those childhood actresses that she didn't really transition to too many like teen and adult roles, but she worked out the rest of her life so that it was a life with a lot of dignity. I would say. I haven't really thought that too thoroughly through to be able to articulate it perfectly, but what she did with the rest of her life was pretty phenomenal. I was afraid of Raggedy Ann too. My sister had a Raggedy Ann doll. There was something about that giant head, that giant circle head and triangle nose, that it just didn't sit right with me. One day I hope to do a Papa Wheelie on something. Look at this cute puppy. That looks like one of my dogs. The Barker. Except my dog has really long ears because he's a dachshund, and he has dachshund legs, so they're bow-legged. It's really cute, but it looks like he got his legs slammed in the bus door. In fact, the first time or second time I walked him, I thought his legs had been broken at some point because they're crooked. And he was so mean and non-trusting. No, I have no cat right now. I won't get a cat until we move, but Joseph wants a cat all the time. And I really miss having a cat. It's been like 3 or 4 years since Pat Doyle passed away at the ripe old age of 20. So I always have had a cat. I moved out here with a cat. The cat rode here on the dashboard of a U-Haul. Cat, her name was Kittine. She was a giant, short-haired, giant Maine Coon cat. So when she passed, it was weird for me to not have a cat. So I think it was like New Year's Eve, New Year's, whatever. I went to the Hollywood Farmers Market and they had like a shop that sold like clothes, but on Sunday during the farmers market they did like a animal adoption thing. So I saw this cat in a cage. I didn't, it's weird to like have a pet pass and then get another pet right away. So I like gave it like 2 or 3 months, and then I went back there and that cat was still there. I mean, the cat, when I went to go see it the first time, it like stuck its little paw out of its tiny cage and let me hold it, which lovely for a cat, right? And purred, really loud purr. But I left it, and I came back 3 months later, and it was still there. When I got the cat home, for the first probably couple weeks I had it, it like literally had been in that cage so long, it was like kind of hunchback. Pat Doyle was a really great cat, though. So the reason why I moved into this apartment with Pat Doyle, the reason why it was always easier to have a cat prior to this is because I had somewhere dedicated I could keep their litter box. And I really feel like right now I would have to put it in the kitchen. And I don't have that big of a kitchen. So we're gonna wait till we move and adopt a cat. Raymond Chandler Square, right here. I hope LA Unknown is here. I always forget to show it when they're here. Double cheeseburger. It is, I think it's a really hard world for animals. And the fact that we need to breed them because we want to get a specific kind of animal to give us love is kind of weird. I'm sorry if you're a dog breeder. I don't mean to insult you or your way of life, but Did you finally, LA, Raymond Chandler? I swear. I know you already saw it, but it was worth a walk back. The corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Cahuenga. I think we were downtown a couple weeks ago, and there was a guy selling. He had two French bulldogs just on the sidewalk, selling them to people. And he was like, "Yeah, $2,500, which is crazy. You could go and get a free animal and a puppy probably at that shelter, and then donate that rest of that money to make a difference in a bunch of other animals' life. Unless you really need a guard dog or like a sheep herding dog, you can usually find the dog that you want at the shelter. And also, I'm okay with not getting a 6-month-old puppy. I think every dog I've adopted, with the exception of the very first one, has been like, well, I've had like a 6-week-old puppy also. It was given to me, but most dogs I get are usually 11 months or older. I just need them to be house trained. But I have trained a dog. Oh my God. June 20th cannot come fast enough. So for our mystery walk, we're probably going to be doing some stuff down this street. We're not going to any, mostly not going any to touristy spots. We're just going to places where the clues are. And I'm really excited to do that mystery walk. It's either going to be a tremendous failure, which we can all enjoy, or it's going to be something that we could replicate and have fun with. So the farmers market is right over here. I doubt there's anything happening there, but an orange. No more food or fruit. Yeah, I was kind of wondering, it's weird, really weird to be selling, also like, and I don't hate French bulldogs, by the way. Oh, buffering. I think I should be out of it right now. We buffered a couple seconds ago. It's a little towards the end of the month, and even though I have unlimited data, it is really not unlimited because they start to throttle me when I'm in a busy area. So I think they're throttling me on occasion. I think it happened a couple times yesterday because it's so busy down here. I have to tie my shoe a third time. I don't think I've ever had to tie my shoe this much on a walk. I did a really terrible job tying that this morning. I guess it's not a double knot. That's why. Okay, and I actually sat on a public bench. So I want to cross up over here. I want to just, go to Capitol Records. We're going to end probably in a couple blocks. I didn't measure my steps today. Yesterday we did 9 miles. The day before we did 9 miles. On Wednesday in Long Beach, I did 9 miles on a day that I wasn't streaming. When we went to Long Beach, that whole entire day I did 19 miles. I did 15 miles of walking in Long Beach. Today, I think it's only my Apple products that measure it. My Apple products, my phone or my watch. Oh, I guess I could look on my watch. Okay, no. How many steps I've had today. Couldn't I ask Shira? Hey, Shira. Shouldn't answer that name. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. How many steps have I taken today? She just shows me my rings. I have walked so far 13,449 steps. We can look this up anytime. So part of that was my dog walk I took this morning, but the rest of it is this. It would be cool if there was something going around the base of this building. I wonder, now that they're making this like condos. I wonder what they're going to do with the sound studios that are in the basement. Like they're really specialized recording studio. Just fancy. So as much as I know about Hollywood, I've never been to Avalon. This building is from 1927. It was the former Hollywood Playhouse, and then it was renamed to El Capitan. And then it was renamed NBC Radio Theater. Ken Murray's Blackouts and the Colgate Comedy Hour, Lawrence Welk Show, and the Jerry Lewis Show were all filmed live at this theater, where Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra also performed. In 1964, this theater became the Hollywood Palace before being sold to a dance club producer in 1978 who renamed it the Palace, and then it became the Avalon. Wow. I always wondered where they filmed the Lawrence Welk Show. I imagined West Hollywood for some reason, because the guys that are singing on the Lawrence Welk Show, they're not the most masculine. Not that I'm judging anybody on anything like that, but it was a wholesome family show. I just felt like most of the singers were probably gay. Or just looked gay. It is now a nightclub. And I've never been. So who built that building? I did a walk that included that part of the street, and I almost lived over here. Like a couple years ago, I think I looked at an apartment in that sort of sandstone color building on the left. And hey, West Coast G, we have been stuck at home because there's the Knickerbocker Fred Mertz. My car had to go to the shop on Friday. I had a real shite show of a day. So I've been pretty much homebound, but out. We will make a point to reach out to you and maybe get together this week. I'm super sorry. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. That's the guy. That's the guy that built that building. None other than Nat King Cole. Remember how weird it was when Natalie Cole did that duet with her father? That posthumous duet with her father? It was kind of a weird time in music. Yeah, I just don't mean to be a flake. I actually think that when I looked at the apartment, there were also buildings on this side of the street too. So we're gonna dip down Argyle, go back to Pantage's area, check out who. You know what? I'm gonna order something from. I'm maybe gonna get a slushy coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. I think that's my new thing. I know that sounds tacky and gross, but ever since we had one the other day, I kind of love them. I also would love that hot dog. I really wouldn't, but maybe. I feel like I'm gonna get a slip-in shoe when I can't bend over anymore. I'm afraid of the Skechers slip-ins. I feel like it's a gateway drug to ugly shoes. Like, it's weird, like, I don't wear sneakers. I'm not a person that wears sneakers. I have sneakers. I just am not wear sneakers. I'm not wear sneakers. I would normally just wear shoes all the time. Shoes. Shoes, shoes, shoes. But I always feel like sneakers ruin my outfit. Even this outfit I'm wearing right now, like sneakers just wreck it. If I had a nice pair of slip-on leather shoes, but I'm really doing too much walking. So here's a really yuckers Dunkin' Donuts. Well, it's not yuckers, it's just small and so this is a really skinny Dunkin' Donuts. I'm gonna open the door. If there's a line, I'm not going to stay. If there's no line, I will. I almost wouldn't mind like a slip-on wool mule with this outfit, but I don't think wool shoes are great for this weather. Okay, Dunkin' Donuts. Every table has somebody at it. That's all right. I kind of like a little bit of a hippie aesthetic. Like a clean hippie. I hung around with a lot of hippies in high school. Or deadheads, as they like to call themselves. Actually, some like to call themselves hippies. Okay. Self-serve kiosk in this one. Well, I don't mind too much. So if this is a shite show, I'm not going to stay. No way. Sorry. That's about the funniest thing I've ever seen. Someone has had to tape the crosswalk thing. Yeah, the line is out the door, or like all the way to the door. This Dunkin' Donuts, they're always messed up, always slow. Maybe when I say messed up and slow, I'm not insulting those people. They're just probably always have too much work to do, not enough people there. And also it's like a tourist weekend, so it's out of control. The last time I was there, the line wasn't so bad. He said hi and bye. I did. There's the blow dry bar. That's where I get my hair straightened for that Ryan Seacrest look. They do temporary highlights too. Dunkin' Donuts has really weak coffee. Like, it's pretty bad coffee. And I just grew up with Dunkin' Donuts, so it's like the taste of home. They used to have this coffee called the Big One. And the Big One was like 40-ounce coffee. And they put so much cream. They put like half a pint of cream in every cup of coffee. That's the only thing I don't like about Dunkin' Donuts. But when you get it with less cream, it doesn't quite taste like coffee. I can't explain it. Also, like, I don't know what it is, but coffee, iced coffee in particular, gives me a queasy stomach sometimes. I don't have a very sensitive stomach, but I've literally had to. There used to be a place that I would get coffee from on my way to work, and on the drive I would drink the whole iced coffee, and by the time I got to work, I had to get rid of that iced coffee the same way it came in, like barf. I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk about gross stuff. I don't know if it was the milk or the acidity level in the coffee. I wasn't on the Dunkin's guest list, though. They didn't know I would be in town for Memorial Day weekend. Let's go left here. We'll walk down by the Palladium. That's not a great example. I cannot tell you how good this cookie looks right now. What kind of, you love coffee, so when you get a coffee, like, what coffee do you get, BD? Like, what's your coffee order? Like, what would be your coffee order? Anybody, like, what's your coffee order? Mine is, I usually get a medium, and then I like to put a little cream, and then sometimes sugar, sometimes Splenda, sometimes sweet and low. It's depending on my mood. I actually really love sweet and low because it dissolves super quickly, especially for cold drinks. I know it's terrible for you. But yeah. I have shopped at Bristol, but not that one. It's not open yet. I love Bristol Farms. The nicest one is in Beverly Hills. It's on Beverly Boulevard, not Beverly Drive. And it's where the Chasins used to be. I'm sure you've heard of Chasins. They were definitely in like Folgers Crystals commercials in the 70s and 80s. We've secretly replaced your coffee with decaf Folgers. And the distinguished guests at Chasins have no idea. Liz Taylor once had chili flown to wherever she was filming Cleopatra Rome from Chasins. Medium roast. I love Colombian, real cream and sugar. Plain grande. Cha-cha-cha. Hey, Allie. I like a medium drip. The blonde roast, the blonde and light coffees are really caffeinated and will actually kind of more caffeine than regular coffees. So they kind of make me like feel like I've, had a all-nighter with an 8-ball. Like I feel cracked out. I know that's not a great expression, but I have no other words for it. Like Folgers makes me feel cracked out also. But I like to keep it really simple so I can get in and out, because I don't like to be in a line. The coffee that we get at home, I keep getting, it's a brand called Peerless, and I get the Hawaiian roast. It's a medium roast. Kona coffee. It was Folgers like regular. We called it like the crack coffee because you literally were like shaking. I used to drink a lot more coffee than I do now. I think I'm down to 2 15-ounce cups a day. I wonder, I'm gonna walk down this boring street because I wonder if that house rented for $4,000 yet. Hey, Hype Love, you can always go back and watch the flea market, for sure. I should have put, my intention is always to do what I say I'm going to do. Like, I never mean to stream for 3 hours, but once we get going, it's kind of hard to stop until the battery dies, you know? This is fun. It's exercise. I love talking to you guys. I love you talking to each other also. I'm gonna jaywalking in LA. Sorry, jaywalking. I wonder if Angelique rented the house. I think $4,000 is ridiculous, but yeah, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, right on this street. I would never want to pay that kind of rent because, like, let's say I ran into, that's the big thing, right? Like, I run into a financial problem. Like, I can come up with my rent right now, somehow, you know? $4,000 is a lot to come up with if something untoward happened, right? Oh, still for rent. That's it. But look at that house. It's ready for a cat. Look, look, look. A cat statue. I can't get closer because that always messes stuff up. But how cute. And then this is a really quiet street. But $4,000 is more than double what I pay for rent. That's the main reason why I don't leave my apartment, because it's cheap. It's going to be one of the first things I do when I move. And I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm definitely going to keep cats in mind for looking for a new place, because I really do miss not having a cat. And the reason why I'd probably get a Maine Coon cat again is they also usually get along with dogs because they're so big. My apartment's rent controlled, so the rent only goes up 3% a year. You can find under other rent controlled apartments, and apartments are all supposed to be renting at, like, rent controlled apartments are supposed to, they should be a fair rent, or I can't remember what the exact expression is. Market rent, maybe. But they never are. Like, if I were to move out of my apartment and find, like, the exact same apartment, I couldn't find it at the same price. I probably could find it for, I would be paying $500 for a lateral move, which just doesn't seem worth it to me, because I can do whatever I want in this apartment, meaning I could rip out the cabinets if I wanted to. I'm not gonna do that. I'd love to do it. Or paint. Also, I love my neighborhood. I took the bus to Fairfax today because I didn't want to poop out on the walk, although I never do. But, like, I can walk to a grocery store in my neighborhood, like, and buy 4 bags of groceries and carry them home without a problem. I can hop on a bus and go somewhere really quickly. I can walk a lot of places that I want to go to. My neighborhood's not by any stretch of the imagination, like, designed to be walkable, but somehow it just works out that way. I miss the slogan, but we should make rent great again. Oh, well, that's okay. I like to turn that slogan into a lot of things. Most of them I can't say here. It's our golden era, right? I really prefer silver or platinum. I'm not a political channel, but a golden dome, a golden dome, a golden dome. Not gonna work. And what about Hawaii? You know, Hawaii and Alaska are not under that golden dome. That's enough. Anyway, I remember when rent was $500 too. I moved out here though, and rent I feel like was considerably more expensive here than in Boston than it was here. I felt like food was cheaper in Boston than it is here. Or maybe because I just used to eat a lot more Prince pasta, Prince spaghetti. So I have always been a little living in Boston and Cambridge. Like Harvard students are pains in the asses, to be honest with you. Usually like snotty and full of themselves for going to Harvard. I'm kind of joking and being a little Larry David and cantankerous about it, but that Harvard situation kind of scares me. Like that is frightening to me. I've never had a rat run across my path or my foot more times than when I lived in Boston. Glad I'm not streaming there, because here, when a person chases me and wants to throw water at me or scratch my face, I kind of like, I know about it ahead of time, and I can maybe quickly mentally tell myself, don't scream like a girl. Don't scream like a girl. A rat runs over your foot or on your path, you don't have time to think. You're screaming like whatever. So I'm glad. I remembered you're from Boston. Hey, welcome, welcome. I remember a lot of rats, especially in Copley Place, around the library. I also remember, and I've seen this here, but I remember being on the Orange Line, I think the Mass Ave stop, and then even an underground stop, and the rats just running along the tracks, or like scurrying around the railroad tracks, or the platform, whatever. I've heard of people getting really weird stuff in their Christmas trees. I like to buy a living potted tree every year and then kill it myself. Except for this year, I didn't do that. And I mean unalive it myself, and accidentally, definitely not on purpose. My intention is to not buy a tree and just throw it in the trash. It always kind of makes me feel sad to see all those tree skeletons lining the streets in January, February, and March. Sad. So, I buy one of those like bush pine trees. It looks like a really bush, and then we kill it. Unalive it. There are definitely lots of rats in downtown LA. There are also rats in Hollywood. Anywhere where there's old buildings and a dumpster, or access to food, there's going to be rodents. Fake trees last. I do have a fake tree. I got a 99-cent Christmas tree that came with ornaments on like January 7th from Rite Aid 2013. I pull that out every year. That's our vacation Christmas tree, so oh my God, I'm a Christmas queen now. We take that with us when we usually rent an Airbnb for Christmas, and we take the tree with us so we've got something to decorate and put gifts under and whatnot. But I only get that living tree because my intention is to just have another plant in the house, but I always kind of kill it. You can rent a living Christmas tree and they drop it off and they bring it back to you. So this last Christmas or the Christmas before, I looked into that, but they're like, no, we don't have any after like October to rent. So they drop off a Christmas tree for December and then they take it back and then they put it out in the fresh air and let it grow all year long and then drop it off to somebody else's house. I think that's a really lovely idea. Pretty expensive. This is where we ate last night. Hoka, hey! Okay, so now in defense of the New England area, I never had to worry about a spider biting me or a snake biting me. There are black widows, wolf spiders, rattlesnakes, all kinds of poisonous crap out here. Like, I never had to worry about any snake. Maybe, what's the snake that's in the water? Uh-huh. I remember the Wednesday was Prince Spaghetti Day. Anthony! Anthony! I recently watched that commercial again, and it's really like Boston. She's really in the South End? No, she's really in Little Italy in Boston. Water moccasin, that's it. That was the one snake we kind of had to look out for. And also, like, I feel like eels in the Piscataqua River. We would see eels a lot, and we, as children, I just assumed they were electric eels and they were gonna shock you to death. I really would love to come across, and I think this is definitely something I'm gonna have to wait to either go to San Diego or San Francisco, but my aunt and uncle would visit every summer. My grandmother would visit us from Florida every summer. My aunt and uncle all were New Yorker people, so they would travel to see their sister, my grandmother, and they would take a 2-week vacation, 1 week with my sister. I never got to go on those vacations. I was too young. And then they would come and stay with us for a week or a couple days. Not stay with us, but stay at the Queen City Motor Inn. And then my mother and my grandmother would go on vacation. I would get to go on that vacation. But whenever they would come, they would bring us cookies from this Italian bakery. And they were some of the best cookies I've ever eaten. I love Italian cookies. I really miss having an Italian section. And I mentioned I'm Italian a lot. I'm not one of those, we're not that kind of Italian family that had Sunday pasta. We just knew that we were Italian. I think maybe my father's family was more like that, but we weren't like at the Sons of Little Italy Hall and stuff like that. Also, there's not a real huge community of Italians in New Hampshire for us to connect with. I don't know that, like, so I always knew like what my roots were according to my family, maybe not according to ancestry, because according to ancestry we are almost nothing of what we thought we were. But like I never really identified with my like being Italian or being English or being Scottish. Turns out we're not Scottish. We're Irish. And I never knew I was German before, but guess what? We're German and English. Not all Italians can cook. I mean, I can cook. So there's the 101. There's our freeway. People are out of town for the weekend. I guarantee tomorrow it's going to be a shite show at 5 o'clock in both directions. Those are mostly my mother's side of the family. My father's Italian, for sure. But also, like everything from Japan right on over. Like you can just see our that little dot on the ancestry thing get larger and larger as it heads towards Europe. If everyone is at the beach, I'm glad I'm not. We can reserve our beach day when it's empty like it was in Long Beach. So I don't know why I just walked down there. Oh, because I gotta probably kind of have to end soon. I'm at 25. Let's walk a little more. I mean, the Irish and English thing, like I'm Irish and Scottish thing, I literally just always thought we were Scottish. How fun, right? And to be Irish, though, that's like, I feel like I missed out on part of my life of not being able to wear t-shirts that said "Kiss me, I'm Irish" and have a real connection to St. Patrick's Day. So I was kind of psyched to figure out I was Irish. A little too late. I didn't live in Boston. It was the Long Beach video it got like 1,000 views before the end of the day, I think. It was long. I'm not sure what the draw was. Was it Long Beach? Maybe the sparse thumbnail? I honestly also I've noticed that the longer streams get more views. It does cut down, when you dig into the analytics, it does cut down on watch time. But you do get more views. The watch time will degrade by like about a minute, which is not a big deal, because I honestly, when I look at those analytics to see what I'm doing, what I could do better, I just tried to twist that. I almost said what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing better, or what I could do better, my opportunities, if you will. I got so waylaid in like re-explaining myself there. Anyway, I am gone. That guy was right. I wonder what he meant by that. Catalina Island will definitely be... I think we'll go this summer. I just need to make sure that we have enough money to go where I'm not... sometimes these things are a little more expensive than we let on. So I want to make sure that I got enough money to go. But definitely. No, I am Italian. I just didn't really grow up around a lot of Italians. Like, our family was pretty isolated being in New Hampshire, and the rest of them were in New York or Florida. Not isolated on purpose. I'm not sure. I don't know that we would stay in Catalina Island for the night. I think we would just go there for the day. And I think it's about $100 for each of us. We got to get there. We'll figure it out. I think my big thing that I want to do this coming month is I want to do a bus tour, because I keep talking about that. I know I keep talking about Catalina Island. And so in addition to the spooky game that we'll be playing, which doesn't really cost us anything, just my creative energy, which is here for the taking, I do want to take one of the tour bus rides. And so I kind of have that in my budget for this month. It just depends on whether Joe wants to do it with me. And I mentioned this on the last stream, but I figured it'll probably have a crappy connection. So for members, I could record it. 4K. Oh my gosh. All American Softy. I don't want to walk in the sun. I figured we could do it, and I think a ride on the Greyhound bus would be interesting. Me too. I figured we could do the tour. Anyway, back to the tour. Sorry, I started reading chat. I figured we could do the tour, and then instead of streaming live from the tour, because I don't know that the connection would be great for the whole thing, I'd get a really good seat. I wouldn't talk. Then I would premiere the video and show, and then I would live stream it and talk then, like I was on the bus. So we might do a little, we're definitely going away on the weekend of the 21st, so we'll do some out of town stuff. And I definitely want to go to Santa Barbara, but also I don't want to blow my whole entire wad in one summer. What if I run out of places? I also think if I go to Santa Barbara, like, you can really drive up there in a couple hours and drive home, but I would want to plan it really well so we could get all the magic. I'm not gonna wait here. We're gonna hit the last bit of the 101, and I'm about to go home and take my sneakers off. But I really do want to say thank you for watching. That's all right, because it gives me ideas. I mean, one of the ideas I got yesterday was at Brave Bull, Naples, Long Beach canals. Sounds pretty cool. I feel like Catalina, I really, really, really want to go to, but I also like, I did write to Trish. I did hear back from Trish. I would love for her to, be able to see that, because she is really big on that. But there is really so much to see, and even just so much to see within this city itself. But a Santa Barbara is like a bonanza. But every day in June, I'm going to go to the beach. I don't know if not every day in June, once a week for a stream, we're going to go to the beach in June. Different beaches. I just have to make sure that we've got a beach that we can have beach and then some walks. And it's not like a really short stump. So Zuma would be great, except there's really nowhere to go around Zuma. That would take more than 15 minutes. So like the Redondo, Manhattan Beach, we'll be probably checking those out. They've got really great walks. I would like to get to the San Diego area at some point, probably not until the fall. I want to take a second to thank all of my lovely, lovely, lovely members for being here for the long haul. A couple of second monthers in there. We're almost ready to have some 3-monthers in there. I don't even have a 3-month emoji. It wasn't a suggested emoji I create, but I could definitely create one, because that's worth celebrating. Go ahead. But thank you guys so much. It's funny you say that about San Diego. It's a place I've been to a couple times, and I really like what I've seen. Like, so I've stayed in the Gaslamp District, not Party Down. And then I stayed, I feel like, at the Max Hotel, and then at Best Western. I was streaming on my birthday in January. It was crazy. I streamed every day except for one in January. I don't remember why I didn't stream, but my goal was to do it every single day. Oh, because there were fires. So the one day I didn't stream, I think I was just kind of like sick of walking through the smoke. Not a great time to be outside. But actually, because of the fires, I mostly stuck to just really Hollywood walking. I'd be fine to go to a nude beach. I talked about that yesterday. I just don't know that would be that's more for streaking than streaming. So I'm gonna do my favorite trick, which is cross this street, take the scary highway underpass, because I know you guys love walking on the down the highway. We get a lot of air warnings about quality of air in Los Angeles. It is not the 1970s, but I don't think I've ever noticed them till recently. And I'm sure they've always been there. Like, I've never really paid attention to the sunburn warning, but maybe for the past 6 or 8 months or year, I've been kind of paying attention to that because I'm outside so much. Outside way more than I ever was before doing this. So hang tight. Today, usually when people try to run you down getting onto here, they're really just driving and stopping on the ramp there. Today they've got reason because it's kind of a little build-up. I was watching some retro colorized videos of Los Angeles from the 60s this morning, and you can literally see how thick the air was. Ugh, gross. Sorry, you don't know what I know. So this is a bus stop. I don't even know if this bus stop really exists. I've never seen anybody waiting here. Now that's the 101 freeway looking north towards Netflix. Hey, Redman, and then towards LA, it looks like there's a big gray cloud of smoke over there, and it looks like the good traffic on the freeway is sort of coming to an end. As is our stream for the day. Thank you guys so much for the likes and subscribes. I really appreciate that. I couldn't do it without you. So big shout out. Hope you guys have an awesome Memorial Day weekend. I'll see you at some point tomorrow after I pick up my car. We'll have a little short live stream and maybe go to a park or do something. Then on Tuesday, it's members only live stream. I'll put up the second half of that video, which I may do today if I feel like it. I know I owe that to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining, liking, and subscribing. It looks like there's actually a fire down that way. Speaking of fire, you guys take it easy too. My car is going to be right as rain. I'm not worried about that, but thank you so much for being here. Will see me tomorrow. You'll see Cecilia tomorrow unless she's having fun. Have a good night.